Hello everybody, it's me, Noob Mister. I'm here again, yes. Game Time podcast and all that.
With Mikey or Kelly or whoever you need to know me by or want to know me by.
Yes.
But it is not just us this time.
No. We have a third wheel. I mean third person in the podcast.
What is
It
this,
is
a tricycle?
Die Hard Heart,
Third wheel?
who I'm guessing is meant to be a pun on the
It's
thing.
pronounced
Die
Dia.
Hard?
It's pronounced Dia.
Dear.
You are a noob.
And now he is going to spend the entirety rest of the podcast just sitting there laughing awkwardly. Wonderful.
Well,
Yeah, we
do
need
you-
to be swearing a lot more, because what Aussies are we if we don't do that, right, Dia?
yeah.
But let's
I'm
not.
not entirely one for swearing though.
Alright, so,
But anyway, let's talk on stuff because
life or gamings, but Mr. Noob, is there anything that you wish to start off with this time, or am I going to have to be the wingman again?
well, I do have two things written down, but I'm not sure how long I'm going to be able to talk for them about because the first thing I've got written down is a game that I have been playing recently, in between trying to stop it from crashing all the time, which was the case of what happened during one live stream I was doing, which is a game called Tower of Time. I don't know whether either of you have ever heard of that game.
Nope, I'm
Nope.
going to look it up
Do you
right now.
wanna-
It's kind of a dungeon explorer / RPG / RTS style game. I'm really enjoying it. It's a bit of a slow paced game, admittedly, but it's
Yeah, it definitely looks like it has that layout from one of the classic, both Neverwinter Nights and that other adventure game. I forgot what it's called. You know, the one where the
Diablo.
infamous, you must gather your party before venturing forth.
no, I don't
It looks
remember that
like, it
game.
looks a lot like Diablo.
Nah, the layout does not look Diablo to me. Look, there's the health bar and mana or whatnot or whatever that is at the top. It's not a bowl at the bottom, held up by a golem because gothic, edgy.
And besides, there are other games in that kind of series that isn't a Blizzard game. Let me just point that out, person who was playing Hearthstone earlier. Glare.
Hey, don't you dare diss my 9 costing start of the game, increase your hero power card.
Nah. I don't particularly find Hearthstone that interesting, to be perfectly honest. Well, I'll just stick with Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, or maybe one day get into like
Wait.
Magic the Gathering Arena or something. You
Have you
know,
actually
real card games. Real men play
you gotta-
children's card games.
Real men play Pokemon.
I don't have Pokemon cards anymore. The only cards I do own, at least physically, are Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering. And they're all shit. Because I can't construct any meta decks out of them. And
Yeah, sounds like me. I just throw whatever looks like it to go well together and find out just how terrible I am at building a deck. And I just laugh it off.
Well, at least you have something to say. I have absolutely nothing to add to this because I don't play any card games. The only card games I ever played since I was a kid was just Uno with my family, and I don't even remember how to play that game. Yeah.
Why? Do you want to go for a game of Uno right now? I'll smash you with a +4.
You know,
I was just about to say, if you think Monopoly breaks up friendships, Uno does the same thing as well.
I was still with my family until I moved in my house by myself.
Oh,
Away from them.
I need to get
boy.
you into playing something like Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, but then again, that game will probably most likely make you rage just as much as any other card game I've ever played.
So, can I just add this comment? The reason Dragon moved to a new house is because he was sick of the family winning at Uno.
Like I said, I haven't played it since I was a kid. And just for clarification for those that genuinely don't know me, no, it isn't because of that. I love my parents so much. I just had to get more independent.
That's fair enough. But yeah, back to Tower of Time. I just love the concept of the game. It's like I don't know how many floors there are in this because you're effectively making your way. Okay, this is going to sound confusing, but you're making your way down to the or from the top to the bottom of the top of the tower, or is it from the bottom to or is it from the top to the bottom to the top of the tower? I can't remember. All that I know is the fact that this tower is upside down and buried in the floor. So I can't remember whether you're going from the bottom to the top going down, or
is gravity reversed, or is
all
it a
that I
tower
know is
hanging
that I've
upside
heard
down?
all that I know
Like
that
like
people...
in the what was it called? The Northern Air Temple or something in the Avatar? You know,
I
where the temple is literally upside down?
I think you are literally walking
Ah,
on the
yes, that's
ceiling.
Temple of Australia. The Temple of Australia.
Speaking of towers, if you don't mind me changing the subject just for a short bit, who here has played Battletoads a long time ago and actually made it up to the tower level and was blown away by how they did the tower part? How they
Never.
made it how they created the illusion of 3D.
Never touched Battletoads.
Well, if you ever got to that part, and if you had gotten to the part before other 3D games came out, again, it was definitely mind-blowing and unique to see that tower where you literally go around in a circle in the tower, you climb up, the platform changes. It's a bit confusing at first, but you very quickly pick up that it's creating the illusion that you're moving around a 3D tower.
I
And the
think one of the
platforms
Mickey Mouse games on the Genesis did that at one point.
I wouldn't be
I'm
surprised.
pretty sure that the guy that actually programmed that and worked on it made a video and actually described, how it was that they played around with like memory locations and coding related things and said, this was how we gave that illusion. And also how they managed, I think it was at the time when they
An illusion? Who goes there?
Whose footprints are these?
I'm sorry. That's just a World of Warcraft reference.
We do not talk about that game here.
Okay.
Here's
Guild
a quick
Wars 2,
Google
yes.
image search.
Guild Wars 2, yes. World of Warcraft, no. No. In fact, I've actually gotten to the point where one of my friends who was playing World of Warcraft went, I want to get back into Guild Wars 2. World of Warcraft's boring. Because apparently the current expansion is just like a massive snore fest, apparently. It's not like Battle for Azeroth, it's like battle against boredom.
It's like The Simpsons. It's been around long enough, and it's actually really trying hard to stay relevant.
Yeah, it's just like, Blizzard. Come on, sit down. Come on, sit down. No, come on, sit down. Now listen to me. You're not gonna
go back to making RTSs.
Yes, go back to make it.
Actually,
make Warcraft 4. None of this World of Warcraft bullshit anymore.
They're remastering Warcraft 3 and it's expected to be released soon, which I'm actually looking forward to.
There's another problem. You're not making 4. You just want to redo the 3.
Yes.
Hey, did you guys know that this game exists? Yes, we know. We love it. Now make a 4th.
Yes, I know you have a third. You made a third one because I've got I've got Warcraft 3 and the fucking expansion sitting on my shelf at the moment. Granted, they aren't original release
Granted,
copies.
they aren't original. What? You get it from the Chinese market?
No, it was like. Oh, hang on. What was the? Yeah, it was from a company called Bestseller Series. They basically get the license to re-release a load of old games, and yeah, that was basically where I got it from. It wasn't like day one release, like in those fancy boxes with like the Night Elf, Arthas, and who I'm assuming is Thrall on the front cover. The really fancy style boxes. My one's pretty bland looking, to be perfectly honest. It has the image on the front, but it's like got this border around it to say, this is part of a series of games that somebody's gotten the license to re-release, basically. So yeah, that was where I got those games from. It's like, yes, I do have those games, and if I wanted to play those games, I will go back and play those versions. But what I'm not going to do is buy an HD re-release of those games because there's no fucking point, because I just want Warcraft 4 at this point. Don't you guys have mobile? Shut up! I do have a mobile, but I don't use it for gaming!
But do you have a Nokia?
No, I have a iPhone 4S, which is like out of date at this point.
Well, don't worry, you can build up $1,000 to buy the new Apple monitor stand.
No. If I got $1,000, I'd be sitting there going, right, how much of this do I need to spend on rent and bills? Oh, most of it. Okay, well, what about this bit? You know what, I'm going to stick that in my savings account.
I just can't believe a $1,000 monitor stand.
It was a bit like VR when that first came out. That was kind of like, ooh, that's a bit pricey, but now the prices have started to come down a bit. It's just like, it's affordable. It's still effectively the equivalent of buying a brand new PC at the end of the day, but, you know.
What was your first ever VR game you played?
For me, it was like a couple of months ago when I went to a gaming convention. I managed to get like 10 minutes with Beat Saber. But other than that, my first ever VR experience was one of those like it was something to do with the RAF or something. It was one of those interactive experiences going, oh, you know, these are all the positions that you can do in the RAF, and it's not all about going in planes and things. That was the first time I ever managed to get my hands on a VR headset. And all I will say is, I was amazed at how light the thing was. I was honestly expecting there to be, like, some weight to it.
Which one was it?
It was the Vive. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks really bulky at the front. Also, I noticed that some people get this problem where they feel like that it's crushing their nose or something like that, or there's too much weight on their nose. I never got that, but I assume I don't think I've got a very short nose. I think I've got an average-sized nose, but I think it's because I've got cheeks that are out just enough to the point that the mask is sitting more on my cheeks than my nose.
Oh no, I've got the big hooter.
I'm just using the straps correctly. I have them on tight.
Rumor has it you can hear new Mr. Hoot all the way from his house at night.
Fuck you.
Hoot! Hoot! Am I the bloody owl?
I am an owlet! Hoot! Hoot!
Again, I love that goddamn line because of his tone before he changed it. He was still in his owl tone before he changed it. Am I the only bloody owl? When I heard that, I thought, for some reason, I heard Stewie doing a what's the word? Condescending or sarcastic tone?
Probably condescending.
Yeah, again, just listen back to that recording when you can, when you got the time, and just tell me you don't hear kind of like a sarcastic Stewie or something. Am I the only bloody owl?
Am I the only bloody pony?
I live with grotesque bird head. It's horrible.
As promised, Heavy will now lay egg in mouth.
Your mouth.
As
Heavy is wearing pink pony costume, and
cash.
you are still biggest idiot. Any more TF2 lines that we want to quote before we continue?
Oh yeah. Heavy is Anastasia, Russian princess. A serious historical costume!
Heavy is wish-making fairy. Make wish!
I
We
wish
done?
for a sandwich.
Okay, so enough TF2 references, because everybody knows that we have massive boners for that kind of thing. Or at least Matt does.
What? I don't even play TF2 anymore.
Yeah, I've
Although
probably
I
played
did watch
more than
plenty
you.
I was just talking about
FFM.
I was just talking about boners in general.
Yeah, point taken.
Anyway,
Literally.
well, considering we've completely gone off topic again, and I knew that I wasn't going to be able to talk about much about this particular game, but anybody want to talk about anything else?
I do. I've got two things, but first, Dia, do you have anything you want to add?
Oh, let me just tell you, I have some of the worst RNG when it comes to playing video games.
Warframe?
Well, it's not just Warframe, but playing Hearthstone, even trying to do Dota 2. I don't know if you've tried playing Dota 2 before. It's a MOBA game on that Valve
I've
made.
tried League of Legends. I think that's all I need.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
tried League of Legends. I then tried Dota, but I was just like, I just don't find MOBAs really that fun. The only one that
Again,
the only kind of MOBA game that I did find fun was one called Atlas Reactor. But unfortunately, I think at some point this month they're going to be shutting the servers down on that one, so... Which is a shame, because it was a really good game. It was kind of like a MOBA crossed with like an XCOM-style combat.
unfortunately, it just became another one of those potential games that just fell into obscurity. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, and also because of the way that the trailer was presented, everybody just went, oh, it's another Overwatch clone, when it had absolutely fucking nothing to do with Overwatch.
Yeah, it's because how people just mock games' art styles. It's like, you see a bunch of games like goddamn Fortnite, Overwatch, TF2. They all have the most simplistic art styles, and yet they manage to become Game of the Years over and over.
But
Like, what
the
is
only
it?
difference is that I feel like TF2 will probably most likely last long after it has potentially quote unquote died, whereas Overwatch lasted what 2, 3 years and everybody's already getting tired of it. Hell, it's not even in the top 10 most viewed games on Twitch at the moment.
And if I recall correctly, another big factor as to why it's starting to fade away into obscurity is because, well, unlike with TF2, it's not very moddable. Custom servers and whatnot are another thing. Am I wrong?
It used
Yeah,
to be. They added
there
a
are like
web
you can get
custom.
custom servers, but you're very restricted on what you can do.
Yeah,
Because
I think I showed you this video once that was called Talking About TF2 and Overwatch, but in food format.
yeah, you showed me that, and he was right. It was just like, here's an avocado. Great. Can I have something else? No. Here's another avocado. And that was basically the
Here's a
best way
pineapple.
to describe Overwatch.
I
It's
guess
just,
you can say he was pretty ripe about it.
But yeah,
guards,
you might make
take
him
him
grow
outside and
bananas.
shoot him.
No, 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 no. I must die by the Eldritch Blast!
Don't worry. If story elements come down to it, I will probably most likely end up probably having to do that at some point.
Jeez,
That
great.
reminds me.
Now you got me scared again. My
Have you guys
suspicions
got
were
an
correct.
opening in D&D?
I don't think so. I think whatever other opening that we had probably been taken up by somebody else already.
And it's honestly really screw with my sleeping routines being waked so goddamn early just for a D&D session. In fact, after our last session, I I went to bed, got up as normal to go shopping, and then I got back and then went to bed really early after straight after I got home from the flu shot. And I woke up at it was close to 1 a.m., but it wasn't yet. So I woke up pretty much almost at midnight, stayed up for only 2.5 hours, and decided to just, you know what? I think the sleeping is just going to catch up with me again. I'm just going to go to bed and see if I fall asleep again. I fall asleep, and I'm almost late for work because the alarm clock wasn't waking me up. I was sleeping in deep.
Whoa.
So yeah, the whole D&D thing is really fucking with my sleeping routine.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
think you could do this either, Dia.
One of the what's the funniest moment you've had in your D&D campaign?
oh god.
More like,
How
more
many
like, what's the
cringy
most
moments
cringiest?
have we had at the...
Yes.
Like, literally, we had fucking Shrek turn up in one. I am not joking.
The dungeon master is Sacrius. If you know Sacrius, he likes to have goofy funs around and likes to cross over a lot of things, do some memes here and there. He just likes hybridizing things. I mean, his current series, granted, he's doing this pretty well. His current series is basically a crossover of Kingdom Hearts, Left 4 Dead, and Resident Evil.
You know, I mean, I could understand Left 4 Dead and Resident Evil crossing over, but it's just like, how do you squeeze Kingdom Hearts in there? It's just like, how did he?
Simple.
How?
Take the same elements, but treat them more seriously, darker as they're supposed to be. Instead of that evil muhaha dark, more like sinister. I've got claws. I will totally tear you apart, and there will be. It's the difference between Wolverine in the movies and Wolverine in video games.
Yeah.
And it's also, I guess, it's the difference
PG-13 movie versus an M-rated bloody game.
I think it's also the difference between subtlety of "Mwahahaha, I am so evil," and like you said, I've got claws. I could slash you to pieces, but I think I'm just going to slowly cut your arm off first, then slowly cut your leg off while you're sitting there screaming in pain, and then maybe stop and contemplate it for a few more seconds before I cut your other arm and your other leg off as well in the same fashion.
Why am I laughing at that? No,
It's because Noob Mister's describing it. That accent of his again is just beautiful. I've gushed over it a few times.
In my D&D campaign, right, I was playing a Tabaxi Rogue, and I think I was level 5 at the moment. And we're running a module called the Curse of Strahd, which is like a vampire module.
It wasn't the Cursed Australia?
I was about to say, It sounded like he almost said Australia there for a second, or it was going in that
the
direction.
Curse of Australia. Nah, but
Australia Day! Yeah, cunt! Sorry, I love that song.
In Australia,
He remembers it.
Boy. Yeah.
Sorry, Tia, go ahead.
You're not Australian if you don't drink a boy to 6 to 30 in the morning.
I'm still pissed that I don't like Vegemite. It's bad enough I don't have the accent, but I don't even like half of the Australian food. Except I'm definitely all for the barbecues.
Except for Tim Tams.
Yeah, and the barbecues. The moment I smell or notice there's a barbecue, I immediately want in. In fact, I love the fact that we have sausage stands instead of hot dog stands. I mean, at Woolworths, for example, whenever I go shopping, there seems to always be a sausage stand there, and I always pop by. Because
he loves them some sausage.
Because I can tell from the taste of the sausage meat that they definitely got it straight from the butchers, not from Woolworths.
But yeah, continuing on with the story, right? In my D&D campaign, we're going to fight this giant wizard, pretty much, who's disguised as this. I think he was a bear. He was disguised as. He was a druid.
Is this the one about the? Oh wait! No, it isn't. Continue.
And so my Tabaxi has this feat, right, which is, I think it was called Uncanny Dodge. And basically all damage is halved against you, right? But so I pretty much do like this double dash, right? And I'm getting ready to take any hit this guy throws. And I kid you not, right? He uses a fireball, and I nat 1 on the dexterity save. And I straight up took enough damage to kill my character on the spot.
What, like double damage?
Yes. I took double damage, and my character went down, had 2 deaths, had 2 death save fails, and yeah, I pretty much died that session.
Yeah, you can also hear people in the background of your microphone as well.
Yeah, that happens now and then. That's also, I suppose, why he's always in the habit of muting his microphone, which is what I keep telling him not to do. But this, I make an exception because we're doing a podcast. But when it's just me and him, I'm like, mate, I get it. You have people in the background, parents, brothers, siblings, like I had at once. I think I am okay with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what's next?
Uncanny. I'm just sorry. I'm just looking up the stroke of luck. Yeah, Uncanny Dodge. Starting at 5th level, when an attacker that you can see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to halve the attack's damage against you. That's obviously what he was talking about.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, I wasn't looking at the mage because my attention was drawn. And, pretty much attack from behind is like, oh boy, you're doomed to die.
Mm-hmm. And let's just say that in our D&D session, Sacrios is very lenient, shall we say.
And it's hard to take him seriously, but at least we've had plenty of moments where we laugh or whatnot. But we've also had plenty of moments where we go, come the fuck on, Sacrius.
It's just
Don't
like,
get us started on the whole potato conditions.
Yeah, I was just like, my fucking... I mean, that thing was just not subtle at all. It was just like, the fact that the first person we come across when we walk into a market is somebody selling potato knishes, and it's just like, he's obviously trying to push this on us to try and set us up for this thing. It's not like a subtle
and he was.
thing.
He wants to give you the poisoned potato knishes.
No, it's just that we encounter a character later on who's like so obsessed with potato knishes, he actually starts singing that Minecraft potato knishes song.
Sacrius literally plays the music in the D&D session.
So, yeah.
There's one thing you can at least be happy about, Vista, when the whole Shrek thing happened. At least he didn't play Somebody Once Told Me the World Was Gonna Roll.
Somebody once told me the noob is gonna roll me.
I really cringe mainly, this is random, but it's still kind of related to this. I've noticed that a lot of people in VR chat, when they decide to quote Shrek just for the sake of being, this is my swamp-like type of levels of memery, they always do the, they don't stop coming, they don't stop coming, they don't stop coming, they just repeat.
Yeah.
It's like, and this is why those 4-chord songs are popular. Was that what it was, a 4-chord song?
Yeah, 4-chord song.
If it repeats, it's in your head.
Yeah.
If it's in your head, regardless if you hate it or don't, your brain recognizes it. It remembers it. And it doesn't even matter if you're self-aware of it. I can tell you this whole thing, but it doesn't matter. It's not going to change your perspective. It's one of those fucking things.
I'm just sitting here looking at all the things that a rogue can learn at the moment, because I've got the basic D&D rules PDF open at the moment, and I'm just sort of having a look through it going, oh, okay. So so if you're a thief and at 13th level, you can use magical devices.
Well, are we still talking about D&D, or shall we move on to...
do you want to still keep talking about D&D?
Do you want to talk about cats?
I think we've talked about pretty much what we... I still love Thal.
Seriously, really barbecued chicken wings.
I really love how... I really just love how he's being played, and the voice is just...
And Keem sucks with a crossbow.
I only just got it. Hey, I sucked with the instruments on the first try, despite me having good numbers with it. But then the next time I tried it, hey, I actually did something.
Yeah, except when you did that with the crossbow, first shot you missed, second shot you ended up shooting Darius in the back.
You charged in front! If I got a critical failure and you weren't there, that wouldn't have happened!
Well, we all learned a valuable lesson.
Take that into account!
Yeah, Dragon, I think you're a little messed in the head when it comes to aiming with crossbows, okay?
Especially considering that he was the first time he tried firing the crossbow, he was shooting at a flock of crows, missed. I'm just going to use Scorching Ray. Completely barbecued the entire flock with one Scorching Ray shot. Well, admittedly it was 3 separate shots, but the fact that I aimed all 3 at them, I was just like, barbecue time. It was just like, yeah, they're all dead. Oh.
You can't deny that. As much as little help as I am with fights, you can't deny I managed to stop a civil war with my words!
True, but I wouldn't have been opposed to actually fighting said civil war.
I know you wouldn't have. And... Jesus Christ. And I stopped us from being ambushed by a bunch of goblins when we failed to be stealthy. And... God damn it. I even... Shit, what was it? Oh yeah, I even stopped Thol from getting shot in the face by the bartender after he got drunk.
Only because I knocked him out, didn't I?
Yeah, but before then he was going to be shot at by the bartender, and I used begging. I used
That
my racial
reminds
ability
me.
begging.
In the campaign I was in, right, the start of it, we were in this bar, and I was working as a waiter for the bar.
Speaking about real
And
quickly, dear, new Mister
yep,
mistook a male a dragon for a dragoness.
Yeah, we retconned
oh
that bit
boy,
though.
you got
Now
trapped.
continue.
So my friend is trying to knock out the bartender, and he's like, I approached behind him like Cat in a Hat with my baseball bat.
Okay.
Uh, And he goes to swing his baseball bat against the bartender. And I just nat 20 shouted him to stop, and he nat 1 just fails. Critical fears are the best.
Yep.
Speaking of which, this isn't exactly related to the criticals, but I'll still never forget that drawn out closet fight.
Oh my
Thal
god.
got captured by this goblin guy that was all about music and whatnot. He managed to, I can't tell if it was persuasion or if it was intimidation, but he said like, "Let's throw away the weapons and fight like men." Raised up his fists, and he actually won the check. So he convinced him to fight him fist by fist, but half of the times they kept rolling back and forth, and they kept missing each other. None of their attacks would go above their what is it called?
AC rating.
AC. Yeah, they only just landed a punch now and then, but every other 3 to 6 rolls, nothing. We were all laughing, like, "Would you fucking hold still?"
In my D&D campaign, right, my rogue was at 24 AC, which you can probably think is really, really high for a
That
rogue.
is pretty high for a rogue. They must have like proficiency in
because-
like medium armor or something.
Well, to do that, you need to pick it up as a feat.
Yeah, but did your character have proficiency in that though?
Nope.
Hmm.
Where is it?
Either that or you just had very high dexterity.
Oh, my dexterity was like 20. Where is it?
Oh yeah, if your dexterity was like 20, then
So how long have we been talking about D&D? Shall we move on to another topic, or have we been talking for way too long?
I don't know.
I'll tell
Don't
you
you
what
have
it
a
is.
timer?
No, I forgot to set a timer this time.
You
Where
forgot to
is
set a
it?
timer this time?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a joke?
No, it was not intended to be a joke.
Yeah,
Trying
Tower
to
of Time,
find it.
Hat in Time. What is it with all these times?
I like time travel. It's an interesting
It's
concept.
sadness.
Yeah, I agree.
There's
Sorry?
no, defensive duelist, right, is the feat. When you're wielding a weapon you're finesse and proficient with, if a creature attacks you, you add your proficiency bonus to your AC.
Oh, right.
So my AC is like 20, but with with the +5, also it's like 25 afterwards.
How do you even get an AC of 20, though?
Well, you gotta pick the right feats, right? The dual wielder gives you a +1 bonus to AC, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you take I think it's fighter class, you can actually dual wield rapiers.
God.
And that's pretty much what my rogue was doing. I was just running around dual wielding
Might as well be
rapiers.
that cat from Log Horizon.
Oh, well, listen to who I am. Just a cat.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
which
but have
I
you
know which
seen
I know which
Warframe?
cat character you're talking about, but I can't remember what his name was.
Yeah, and goddamn it, I love how he sounded in the English dub.
Wasn't he voiced by the same guy who did the narrator in Bastion?
I think it was. I don't know. Hold on. You search up Bastion and see who's credited for the
What?
narrator, while I look up who is credited as the actor of the cat guy.
Okay, Bastion.
I love. There is one thing here, Great Weapon Master. Before you melee attack with a heavy weapon which you're proficient with, you can choose to take a -5 penalty to the attack roll, right? But if you hit, you deal +10 damage.
Well, that's good.
Found the actor.
I still can't find the Bastion. Announcer. Logan Cunningham, apparently.
Okay, no, it's not the same actor.
Okay, so it's not the same actor then.
Dear God, though, they sound like they should meet though. But
Wait,
yeah,
we're talking about
the
Bastion
actor
from
is Calvin
Overwatch?
Jackson.
No, we're talking about Bastion the game.
And also, if you don't know Log Horizon and the character I'm referring to with the dual rapiers, this guy, I'm sure you'd like him because he's a cat, and he has one hell of a smooth talker,
Well, yeah, that's my character.
and he's pretty good with cooking.
Yeah.
Yenta.
Yeah, let me see if I can oh shit. Google, stop! Stop taking all of my inputs so late!
Google,
all right.
You fail the internet.
I'm going to see if I can find a scene with him on the English dub. No. All I'm finding is just no, not PMVs, AMVs. Oh well, I'll see if I can find it later.
Okay.
Have you seen Log Horizon or not, Dia?
No, but it's queued next, actually.
All right, I'll see if I can find a clip with this guy later on. Anyways, what shall we talk about next? I've only got 2 things on my list, but I can definitely drag them out.
Oh. Well, let's go hit the first one.
Well, first, again, considering how long we've been talking for and how long I tend to drag these out, I might as well mention which one I should talk about first. First topic was Lego games. The other one is Dead by Daylight's Ghostface. That was just released to the playable teaser.
Yeah, be surprised, everybody.
Which one shall we talk about?
Well, what were you thinking about with regards to Lego games? Because I'm kind of curious on what you're going to talk about with that one. Because I don't know whether you're talking about the really old Lego games or the.
I'm talking about both. But take this for example. My I don't know what my first Lego game was, but I do remember that Lego racing game because that music stuck with me forever. I got it for I'm not sure. Have you ever been to a school where they every now and then they give you this book with a bunch of things that you can buy or something, and they purchase it for you or something like that? Because I got 3 things actually, but one of them isn't Lego, but both of them were Lego video games. Well, the other one wasn't, but first one was Lego Racing, and that theme stuck with me forever.
Congratulations, you have now been copyright strikes.
Nah,
Yeah.
something like I wouldn't have really have said that the company that made that is A, either even still in business, or B, it's fucking video game music. Most people don't tend to copyright strike that for you unless it's like licensed stuff.
And it's recent, but anyway, and the other soundtrack when you're building your car. And the other.
Fairly certain I've heard that somewhere from somewhere before.
And the other Lego game I played was Lego Rock Raiders. That one was fun, and also a bit dark. Not really necessarily atmospheric, but well, it's all about underground and whatnot. But dark isn't like Wow, we're isolated. We're in a different galaxy and we're trapped and we're trying to get home. And there were even these missions where, like, again, they don't say death or anything, but like, for example, when one of your workers' health reaches zero, they are forced to teleport out. But there was even this one where, yeah, I saw that. But there was this, there was even this one mission where you have to find these rock raiders that have been teleported in randomly, but they have limited oxygen supply. And the guy even says that, remember, we haven't got the teleporter system at our ship working properly yet. So if they are forced to teleport out, we don't know where they would end up. That's my way of trying to tell you that they will die, but this is a kid's game, okay? But still, the way how he presented it is like he's being serious. Like, he doesn't say, we don't know where they would end up. You hear it in his tone. We don't know where they would end up. And it doesn't help when the oxygen is running out low. Yeah, Dia, stop with the posting at the moment. No one else can see them. But damn it, when the oxygen supply is running low, there's even this very intense heartbeat, like you're running out of time.
Yeah, well, let me guess. It's the heartbeat starts getting louder, and then it's like all you can hear, and then suddenly, that's it. It's all over. You're dead.
Yeah, but basically, when you run out of oxygen, all of your units and even the buildings are forced to teleport out. Let me quickly look up a picture of it, so you know, Lego Rock Raiders. Here we are. I really loved the outfits and the mining designs from the concepts and all that from the cutscenes. Granted, the in-game engine doesn't do them justice, but the cutscenes, the box art, and even the actual, toys, because let's face it, they're all based off of buildable toys. But look at this. Look at all this stuff.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think I remember those ones. Not 100% sure, though.
It looks familiar, actually.
Fairly certain I remember the one I'm looking at the moment with one of the golems, but I don't know. But depending on when this was released, chances are it was like so long ago that even I can't completely remember it.
Brings back good memories. And this isn't related to Lego games, but I thought I might as well mention this because it is a surprisingly good gem. Let me just see if I can remember what its name was. Is it? It is. There was this game I discovered called Star Lancer. Have you, by chance, heard of this game?
Nope.
I haven't.
I was surprised because now looking back on it, they really put their hearts out for this one. It's more of one of those meant to be played with a plain steering joystick. You know, it's supposed to be sort of like one of those flight simulators, but with a story and action and whatnot, and set in space instead of in air on a plane. Because I did find playing it with a joystick was more immersive and actually easier to pilot. But I really do like all the variations and other things that they changed here, the dialogue and everything. And they do pre-rendered cutscenes and looping GIFs to for the menu and when you look around your. But I see what they did, and they were very resourceful. They kept the memory of the game low, but they used pre-rendered cutscenes and had them loop and whatnot. And I even like how I especially got into mainly just shooting down the bad guys because when you're fighting them, they badmouth or talk to you at the top left. And I love how every time you kill them, you hear them cry for help. You see them, and they say, and there's this pre-rendered animated GIF, and it's just awesome.
Kind of sounds like what they used to do in Star Fox, in a way, except down the
I'm
bottom
sorry,
of the
I only heard like 5 of those words.
Well, basically talking about how fighting the enemy would was just again it's just something satisfying about hearing the enemy that was taunting you or whatnot scream for help or just like anything like that when you get to see their last moments before it blows. Again, it sounds really sadistic, but mainly because that is. But how many games, when it comes to fighting by planes or anything, let you get to see like a video feedback of that person that was taunting you suddenly blow up in a cutscene as a little transmission at the top left?
Yeah, like I said, that sounds like something that they used to do in Star Fox, with the "Can't let you do that, Star Fox."
And plus the animations, although they tend to repeat when it's the same type of unit, I do like how they I do like how they again. It looked like they definitely tried to animate these. In Star Wars when we saw before the ship blows up, you see the pilot in their last few seconds. It's like that, but it's with the enemy. So instead of feeling shocked that you've lost a friend, you feel satisfaction that you see that you've eliminated an enemy. And not only that, but after that happens, your co-pilot cheers you on. Scratch one mad guy, he says.
Again, Star Fox. Just, kind of saying that it just sounds so similar. I don't know which one came out first, or who was copying who, or if it was just a coincidence, but...
It's a pretty hard game, though, I'll tell you that. There's a lot of these things, like, for example, formations, following things to the T, and like when you're giving specific instructions, don't fuck around, or your co-pilot could even take control of your plane and either take you back to the ship to either be discharged, or whatever it was, or even executed. And again, all pre-rendered cutscenes. They made like for example, when you come back from the fight, there are 3 different pre-rendered cutscenes where you see you and your co-pilot run up to this board. It's like a scoreboard, and they'll either cheer or they'll go, not bad, or your co-pilot will just take off his helmet and slam to the ground before just storming off.
Oh, because fighting for your life is such a competition.
Speaking of life, there's a small chance that when your health hits rock bottom, you can press the eject button, and there's a small chance that you'll be picked up and you'll skip the mission entirely. But that will seriously come back to bite you later on if it happens more than 3 times through your entire gameplay. But most of the time,
hit a skip button for real life? Bam.
Yeah, but most of the time, though, one, you'll lose you'll lose your ranking and whatnot, and you probably won't get access to better ships later, which will make your life easier. Or again, an enemy ship will just straight up shoot you. I can't remember what the faction is you're fighting against. I think it was just simply called the Coalition. Yeah, the Coalition. I can't remember. What exactly is the Coalition? Is it multiple different other things?
A coalition is a combination of multiple different factions or races, I believe.
Okay.
Or is that a federation?
Sorry. I can't remember, but all I do know is that, well, actually now thinking back on it, lots of the... I think if I recall, most of the enemies were definitely Russians, or like they had a very obvious, like they were inspired to be like Soviets, but they were definitely something else. But I did remember there were some Oriental baddies that you come across as reoccurring mini boss characters. But yeah, a large majority of them are definitely Russian. But then again, looking back on things like Red Alert and whatnot, it's just awesome to see those two clash. But yeah, there's no love for us Aussies. We're always on the back burner. Like, we can be a cool force to join into a fray too. No, you're more for guerrilla warfare. Fuck off. Nobody likes your stealthy shit.
Send in the suicide bomber kangaroos. Sorry, that was just the first thing I thought of.
Send in the boxing kangaroos.
I was just thinking, if Australians were going to do something, it would have to involve kangaroos, and I just thought, bombs in their pouches, make them run towards stuff. Yay, exploding kangaroos!
Jeez.
And again, I think I remember mentioning this to you once, but I think it would be awesome if, I doubt they're continuing the whole BioShock thing again, but again, we had BioShock in the water as it started out. Then they decided we'll have a BioShock in the air, the opposite. What
And
about
we're
a
going to
BioShock
have one in
Underground?
space. Where do we go
Can
from
you
there?
imagine?
Yeah.
Hey,
More space.
Yeah,
Can
that or in space or underground. And if it's underground, again, this is just me being me and going, I want more Aussie stuff. But what if it was in Australia? You know, during the gold rush, but a very exaggerated version of the gold rush. And considering how we had, you know, that whole racism stuff in the what was it called? Sky. What? It BioShock Infinite. That's what it's called. What? It had nothing to do with Sky. But yeah, I see the atmosphere that they were going for. It was, you know, like the old days of American civilization,
kind of like
as it
colonialism
was. But
in a way.
But you know, they've taken to the skies and whatnot, and they've advanced a bit. But they're still, but their, you know, culture and whatnot and behavior hasn't advanced. So imagine if it was set back in the old days during the gold rush in Australia, and Lord forbid we'd see what the whole big daddies would look like there. They'd probably have suits to look like kangaroos with the strongest goddamn ramming feet.
Were there any big daddies in Infinite? I can't remember. I'm fairly certain.
Yeah, but they were called the Handyman. And there was the Songbird.
Yeah,
I had a thing to talk about as well. It was
Go
about,
ahead.
you know, before you talked about, like, you know, you're talking about, like, kangaroos and explosives, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had a sudden thought of mind. Imagine a boxing kangaroo, but it was like the beheaded kamikaze from Serious Sam. And you just hear it screaming.
Just this headless kangaroo flailing its fists running at you.
Imagine if it was
Joey!
Chandler! No, wait, hang on, that's Friends.
They yell Skippy over and over as they run towards you. Yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of ended. And I still can't remember how long we've been doing this for, because there's no way of actually knowing without stopping the recording, so...
Yeah, next time just set a timer or anything.
I was supposed to have set a timer this time, but I forgot.
Well, I'll cross Lego games off the list since we talked about that, and I'll save the other part of the list for another time. And hopefully I'll have more to talk about it, because by then, it will have probably been released.
And hopefully by next time, I'll actually have something a bit better to talk about than just one game where we keep changing the topic every 5 seconds.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. We're talking about something. Sure, it's not consistent, but hey. And besides, we'll only worry about it if, say, like a bunch of people comment about it, but I don't think they will.
Oh, come on, you know people don't comment on that.
Yes,
I
was
comment
about
on anything.
Yep, we know. It has to be FNAF.
Or in the case of that comment that I got this morning, I was just like, I don't know how to respond to this comment.
Again, don't pay it much mind. It wasn't even harsh criticism. It was just pure hate. There was nothing helpful about it.
Yeah,
it was someone just trying to mess with your livelihood.
Oh, I got detractors. Does that mean I got detractors now? Oh, now I gotta sit here and talk about all my detractors and how they're ruining my business. Oh, okay, guys, okay. I had to make a DSP reference.
Hey, still, I love it whenever you do that tone. For some reason, it just works.
Do you guys want to hear a funny thing that happened today? Or the thing that actually happened yesterday?
Yes.
I got a friend in my university, right, who's like into the whole Bitcoin stuff. And during class, he's like searching for like scripts to get Bitcoin over and over.
And he got caught.
No. He got virused. He virused one of the school computers, and it got malware too. And we've had to contact the IT guy, right? But no, it's too late. The malware is like spread to the server, but luckily the server was able to firewall against it. But my computer got infected as well. It slowed down to a piece of crap.
This is why you do not do anything with Bitcoins. Bitcoin!
Literally, I'm trying to put the stuff on my USB right to back it up, and it's taken like 20 seconds to load my USB. taken like a whole 20 minutes to port like, I don't know, 10 megabytes of like data over. And then like all the computers got like factory reset.
Wow.
Goddamn idiots installing malware onto school computers because they want Bitcoin.
Yeah, like I said, kids, don't mess with Bitcoin. Just stick with PayPal. It works. It's safe.
It's made by SpaceX.
What, PayPal?
Yeah, it was made by Elon Musk. Did you not know that?
No.
Yeah, Elon Musk created PayPal.
I didn't know that. Well, doesn't really matter to me. It's like, it's a thing. I use it. It works. I don't honestly give two flying shits about what the guy is that owns it or made it or whatever. Just so long as you deliver a product that works, I'm totally satisfied. I don't get into politics like that. It's just, look, I don't give a shit about what you do behind the scenes in your own free time. Can you deliver a product that fucking works? If not, I will go somewhere else.
Staring at Bethesda and EA.
Yeah, and YouTube, actually, because I'm sort of sitting there thinking, how many more nails do we have to hammer into that coffin before everybody goes, fuck it, we're moving to Twitch?
Yeah, because again, from what I remember hearing, now excessive violence in video games and whatnot is demonetizable, which means Dead by Daylight players have to go to Twitch.
Yeah, not to mention there's this whole thing with Carlos Mazza as well, because of some stuff that somebody else was saying on their channel, because, you know, it being June and everything like that, it's Pride Month, so you basically can't do anything that will even minorly upset anybody that's gay or anything, because then I kind of feel like I'm digging my own grave. So I'm just going to stop there. I will not express any of my own opinions on that, but because I don't want to paint a target on my forehead. I'm just going to sit here and just keep eating my popcorn and just watching it all unfold. It's better that way.
He's nice.
He's nice. Or I'm just going to do the big nope, where it's just engineer does an immediate 180. Nope.
Or the nope copter. Nope.
Nope.
I think it's a good point to end the podcast, don't you think?
Yeah, probably before we keep digging this grave any deeper.
And not only that, but it's not just that, but again, you don't know how long we've been recording for, but I think we've recorded long enough.
Probably.
Definitely. I'm saying definitely. You say probably, I say definitely.
Maybe.
Well, the call started over an hour ago, so yeah.
Yeah, definitely. At least somebody was keeping track of time, because I wasn't.
Where do you see that?
Scroll up, right, and it says you started the call at 8:12.
Oh, point taken. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we've been recording for over an hour.
Well,
it's close enough, because what is that, a few minutes before we started? Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. But anyway, folks, that is the end of the podcast for today. Thank you.
Yep, and we thank you, everybody, for coming along and having the opportunity to hear our third person.
Our third wheel,
person.
For
letting me join. The third wheel. Come on.
A little experiment we decided to try out.
Kind of spur of the moment thing, admittedly, but hey, if people enjoy it, then if we need more people, then, you know, we will consider it in future. Anyway, folks.
And we'll see how that goes. So anyway, folks, that is all for now.
No, shut up. This is my bit.
Yeah, he's got a point. I stole it from last time.
So, yes. Thank you for listening, watching, or doing whatever it was that you do to consume this type of media. And as always, Heavy Weapons Guy says...
Weapons Guy says...
Shut up, you! Heavy Weapons Guy says...
Okay, enough.